Morning guys, how's it going? Weeks 4, 5 and 6 I guess. Technically this is the 6th week of my Achilles tendon rupture vids. I don't know why I always do weird stuff in my hands every time, but yeah. Haven't put a video up for a couple of weeks, mainly because nothing happened. I was going to put a video up last week when I came back from physio, but I was hoping to have a bit more freedom, but to be honest I kind of got stuck in my tracks a little bit and kind of got a bit annoyed. After doing a bit of research online, I was hoping to go and swim using a buoy between my legs, so just using my arms for a bit of a workout, or being able to use a static bike. I've got a turbo trainer here, so with the boot on, a lot of people, even in the first phase, like the first couple of weeks, have been cleared to do that, and me being quite an active person felt like I wouldn't danger myself anymore by doing that. As it turns out, in the last 2 weeks it's been pretty warm.
Come on.
It is well hot.
Might be too hot.
Might be.
It's like 30 degrees today, so not going on an indoor turbo trainer has probably not been the end of the world, because it's so hot at the moment. Today there's a lot of things going on, a lot of things have been happening actually when I look back, so let's talk through them. First of all, I'll take it off while I'm here. So anyway, what happened to the last time I went to physio, they readjusted my boot again. I was a little bit annoyed because they didn't really look at my injury per se, they just kind of checked my progress alongside a sheet which is kind of telling them what I can do. So, you know, I was a bit annoyed because of that. I'd ordered myself one of these, which is the Even Up platform. Yes, it's very Spice Girls, but it does make a massive difference. I can comfortably walk. I'm going to drop in some videos of me walking in a nice sunny back garden today, and what I might do is do one with this platform on, and one with a different shoe on without the platform, just so you can see the drop and how much more that my hips are moving and stuff. I have been back to work in some capacity. I've been able to go back to one of my jobs. Obviously, for those of you who don't know, I'm kind of like split 50-50. I cut guys' hair, so I'm a barber, and then I also do a lot of fitness stuff, so PTing and spin classes, exercise classes, stuff like that. So those ones are very difficult because I can't do a lot of the movements, and in a lot of the classes I have to take part. Obviously spinning and cycling is a big no-no for me at the moment, which is a huge blow for me because I'm used to doing anywhere between 50 and 100 miles a week on a bike. So that's been really difficult actually. I'll touch on it quickly now, but I'll come back to it later. The kind of psychological thing of this injury is very up and down. You know, it's 8 weeks where you're just basically immobilizing one of your feet or one of your legs. So that can be quite like mentally draining. You kind of get up and you can't really do a lot, and it can be quite frustrating for somebody who's quite active. And I've watched a lot of stuff on YouTube and read a lot of stuff. There is a Achilles Facebook group as well, which I've joined. A lot of people try and stay positive and stuff. A couple of people, you know, they've really struggled. I've had down days, but most of the days you just try and do what you can do some form of exercise. You know, even if it's just going shopping or going to the gym. I'm quite lucky in that respect that I can go to the gym, I can do stuff like that. But just do what you can do. Really easy to use. On Amazon they were about 40 quid, on eBay around the same, and then somebody actually in that Facebook group plonked a link to this one which was $22.99 maybe plus shipping, I can't remember. I'll try and find it and put a link in the description, but I'm rubbish and stuff like that. So yeah, so that arrived on Saturday. It's now Wednesday. I've actually got my ultrasound this afternoon, so I'm going to film a bit of this now, and then later on I'll film when I get back from the ultrasound and see what they say. Other than that, it's been pretty much business as usual. I've hit the gym a couple of times, done some bits and pieces. Haven't been swimming, haven't been cycling, although I really wanted to, and I was really excited to do that. And then when it really knocked the wind out of my sails when my physio said I couldn't do that. I've also booked an appointment with a separate physio which is next Wednesday, so that will probably be a good time for a nice little update, and obviously after the scan this afternoon. But yeah, what did happen at my physio last time was basically they rearranged the boot again, so I'm now between 30 and 10 degrees, so you've got quite a bit of an ankle flexion going on there. I was expecting it to feel a little bit more uncomfortable, having that extra bit of degrees. Didn't. No real pain. Because it's so hot, I've been icing the area a little bit more, and still putting heat through it, still elevating it. I've kind of come in and out of sleeping in the boot at night, not sleeping in the boot, just feeling where you feel safe. I mean, quite naturally, dorsiflexion is actually quite a conscious movement. You don't just all of a sudden go with your foot and just lift it up. So it's quite a conscious movement. You don't tend to do it when you relax. If you're lying on your back at night, you tend to just relax your feet, and they tend to just drop down anyway. So yeah, this morning as well, I went to see one of my friends, Ryan. I'll put a link to his Instagram or his Facebook page. If you guys are in and around Cornwall, even if you're visiting down for like summer or whatever, Ryan's really good. He just did a little bit of scar tissue manipulation, a little bit of soft tissue manipulation. Obviously at no point did he put my foot anywhere near dorsiflexion. The whole time it's plantar flexed. Really interactive with me, asking me loads of questions. Can you do this? Do you feel like you can do this? Does this hurt if you do this, do this, do this? So basically all he did was moved in and around my feet. I've got quite tight feet anyway. Just moved a little bit of the scar tissue and I think it's lymphatic fluid, which is got kind of released, and then usually through movement, natural movement, the blood will start to pump that through. It will go into your calf muscles and into the lymph nodes. Your calf muscle isn't at full capacity, so it's not doing that. The muscles and the bones in and around your feet aren't quite pumping as much as they should be or would be or could be. So a lot of stuff just gets stuck. And Ryan was really good. He just moved a lot of stuff, and it feels so much better. My setup at the moment, I tend to work with tuber grip or like a compression sock type of thing. A lot of people swear by them, some people don't like them. Obviously it's hot at the moment. As soon as the boot comes off, if I haven't been wearing something like that, I actually put that straight on just to give me a little bit of compression. And obviously if you're elevating, you know the old saying, the old rest ice compression elevation. If you're doing one of those things, normally it's good. If you can do all four, fantastic. But heat is also good for the area, so I've been doing a little bit of ice, a little bit of heat, a little bit of ice, a little bit of heat. With regards to diet and supplementation, I see a lot of questions on that Facebook group about diet and supplementation and stuff like that. Most of the time I'm seeing like a high protein diet just to get everything repairing and getting on the right track. Me being quite a gym going person anyway, I have a relatively high protein diet anyway, so I supplement my protein a little bit with stuff like whey protein shakes or protein bars, or but generally I have a higher protein diet than what most people would consider. So lean red meats, just lean meat in general, chicken, beef steaks and low-fat burgers and stuff like that. And leafy greens, I'm not great with leafy greens, but ten-stone broccoli is great. Spinach. So I have dropped my calories a little bit. Like I said, I was really active before, so I won't go and do a massive breakdown on my calories, but I was hitting around 2,400 to 2,600 calories a day. Now I'm closer to the 2,000 mark. But I'm still hitting the gym 2 or 3 times a week, doing resistance training. So it's just kind of like my step count and my cardio stuff that's really dropped off. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, that is going to pick back up. I'm going to jump on the turbo trainer now. I've got the even up. That I'm not going to be really out of it. I'm going to do like super slow, small resistance stuff. Sort of like basically like what you'd consider to be a warm up. I'm just going to do that, and I'm going to do that every day. I'm just going to get fit. I digress. Going back to diet, supplementation, a lot of people said about vitamins and stuff. I take a multivitamin every day. So vitamin C has been mentioned a lot. Collagen supplements, maybe it was a bit too late for me to start taking them, but I have started taking a little collagen supplement which I got from My Protein, which is a website based in the UK. Relatively cheap. I just take one of those a day. Still taking my creatine as well. I've read a few little sort of bits and bobs that say that creatine's good, so still doing that as I'm still lifting the weights anyway. But yeah, that's it pretty much. So like I said, I've got my ultrasound this afternoon, so I'm probably going to cut weirdly to maybe wearing a different t-shirt because it's so hot and I'll probably sweat through this one. So I'll show you, I'll catch you guys later. And you know, if you've got any questions, please leave them in. A couple of comments have started to come in on these videos now, which is awesome, and I've hopefully been answering them as honestly as I can. So yeah, get in touch. Cheers guys, see you soon. Right then guys, I am back from my ultrasound. Thought I'd just get out of the house and enjoy a little bit of today, considering I've been sat in all day, so a bit different, but it's better than looking inside my room, I guess. So just to give you a quick update, the ultrasound man, really nice guy, concluded that yes, I've torn my Achilles. Tick, awesome, about 4 centimeters up from my heel. There is still a little gap, whether that's all the way across or whether that's some fibers, I guess, are still healing and stuff, pass. But he also concluded that I've torn the junction at the top where it meets, where the tendon ends and the calf muscle kind of begins, the soleus, the gastrocnemius. I've found a really good picture, so I'll drop that in and you can have a little look. What that means for recovery, I've done a little bit of research, and basically the Achilles is the most important thing to heal, and then after that the calf should heal on its own as I'm doing the recovery. So yeah, all's good. We'll see you in a couple of weeks when I get back from my new physio.